Hello, everyone. For this literature review project, the concepts that we are going to dive into are, memory, decision making, online decision making with trauma when a tragedy occurs. As you all have seen, we live in a generation where social media kind of rules our world. We live in a world where a repost, a like, a comment is at the tip of our fingers. And so the research question for this literature review is, are people more likely to share innocuous information online, meaning information that is not harmful? Or are they more likely to share other things like sports, news, entertainment? I began my process with the literature review. I simply hopped on the databases provided by my university, such as PsycArticles and PsyInfo. I put in keywords such as mass shooting, social media, or share, or trivia statements. And I gathered 5 articles to be able to do my literature. I found my search using keywords, and I made sure to use psychology databases. My review consists of mass shootings and social media, so I made sure that I was very specific with my keywords. Many articles actually popped up, but there were 5 that I decided to use. I gathered from these 5 articles was that people do tend to repost for the most part. Many people will repost or like or comment when a tragedy occurs. It kind of unionizes people. But we also saw that it later would blow over. So in the event that the tragedy occurred within the first few weeks, we saw a pattern within the literature that showed that, in the very beginning it was hashtags justice for all these where the mass shootings occurred. It was wanting justice for them, and it built community, it built union. Common theories that we found were that people use the platform to express themselves and to grieve almost. And although it would go away pretty quickly and people would eventually stop reposting within a few weeks, at the time that it occurred, it really, really helped for people to express themselves, whether it was a negative connotation or a positive connotation. People were able to use these platforms. This was consistent throughout the literature. All in all, I think time is a huge factor when it comes to whether people are more likely to share innocuous information or whether they're more likely to share trivial statements. Are they more likely to read a headline that has mass shooting or a headline that's talking about sports? Some theories said that they were the same. Some theories stated that no, that in the wake of tragedy, the tragedy had much more exposure to the social media. To conclude and to answer our research question, I would say no. People are not more likely to share non-harmful information. I think people are more likely to share a tragedy, more likely to like, comment, repost. It unionizes them. It gives them a chance to grieve. While this may not last and it may not be the same amount of sharing from 3 weeks from now, from when the tragedy occurred, when it occurs at that moment, we have seen a pattern of people with social media and sharing such a tragedy.